Thousands of people who got a telemarketing call for Dish Network in 2010 or 2011 may be able to collect $1,200 per call. Now, if you think that sounds too good to be true, you're not alone. Lawyers say they're having trouble convincing people to sign up to get the money they're owed from the $61 million class action lawsuit. It's over sales pitches to people on the National Do Not Call Registry. There's been a 120% increase in complaints about violations of the list since 2014. Anna Werner has been following this story. Anna, good morning.
Good morning, Nora. And yes, nearly 230 million people, numbers that is, are on the Do Not Call Registry. It's supposed to stop unwanted telemarketing, but it has not. Thousands are now eligible for payback after a lawsuit against Dish Network. Yet some aren't buying what the lawyers are selling.
When someone is on the do not call list, it means do not call.
But telemarketers did call Deborah Turner.
I want to introduce you to the latest from Dish.
Salespeople for Dish Network allegedly dialed the Chicago banker 15 times in 2010 and 2011, asking her to sign up for their satellite TV service.
And to continue to call, and you're getting that same information from me, I'm not interested in changing. Then it became annoying.
So when she got another call recently from a man telling her she could receive up to $18,000 through a class action lawsuit?
Yeah, right. Is my first thought, right.
Attorney John Barrett is hearing that a lot as he tries to contact a group of people who may be eligible for thousands of dollars each.
Talking to them firsthand, I learned that they thought that we were, A, telemarketers, or B, trying to scam them.
Some won't answer. Others hang up on him. That's despite the fact he did win a lawsuit against Dish Network for what a jury found was illegal telemarketing.
You went after the telemarketers, but now these people think you're another telemarketer.
That's right.
Because nobody gets money for free, right? So you must be a scam.
That's kind of what a lot of these people were thinking.
But it's no scam. The jury awarded $400 for each of the 51,000 calls made in violation of the Do Not Call registry. Not only that, a judge later determined Dish willfully and knowingly violated the law and tripled the damages to $1,200 per call.
The evidence was that Dish Network knew what was going on, had the ability to put an end to it, but didn't.
Dish is appealing the ruling. The company blames an outside contractor, which has since shut down, telling CBS News these calls violated Dish's express instructions to the contractor. As the appeals process plays out and Turner waits for her money,
I have bills to pay, I have a mortgage.
Barrett is hoping more people pick up the phone to join in.
We have an obligation to be standing up on the mountaintops shouting about the result that we got in this lawsuit to try to reach the people that need to be reached.
Well, this lawsuit is in addition to a separate government case in which a court ordered Dish to pay a $280 million penalty. Now, to see if your phone number received one of these calls, you can visit cbsthismorning.com. I have to warn you, however, though, although there are thousands of people nationwide, punching your numbers in is a bit like the lottery. You should definitely go try it and see. Go to our website. We've posted the link, all right, and see if your number or numbers are up there.